Hi everyone, my name is Shri. This is my assessment 1, a video presentation. A little bit of action research and project design goes in for this production. This production is inspired by a video on YouTube by the network student Wendy Drexler. My project is action research as well as project design. The pedagogy that I'm going to use is mobile learning, and the theory behind it is actually constructivism. In this century, Piaget developed theories of childhood development and education that led to the evolution of constructivism. Piaget believed that humans learn through the construction of one logical structure after another. He also concluded that the logic of children and their modes of thinking are entirely different from those of adults. The implications of this theory and how he applied them have shaped the foundation of the constructivist education. Vygotsky introduced the social aspect of learning into constructivism. He defined the zone of proximal learning according to which students solve problems beyond their actual development level, under adult guidance, and or in collaboration with more capable peers. So if you look at this table, the role of the student is to actively manipulate object ideas, continually reinvent knowledge through interaction with the world, and interaction with instructors, peers, and social cultural environment to solve problems. The role of the teacher in the classroom is to provide an environment that encourages students to interact and ask probing questions, and also to organize these students' activities to provide as scaffolding for the learner. Hypothetically, everyone can reach the end point, and also, most importantly, is to learn how to think. I'm looking at teaching and learning CPR. The traditional method was to ask our students to get a 54-page manual, and the students will actually have to read this manual before coming to class. So what happens in the classroom? The student is expected to learn CPR using mannequins, and there are CPR instructors who will actually go through how to do CPR on adults as well as on infants. Okay, it is a one-day course. At the end of this one-day course, the student is expected to sit for a theory test as well as a practical test. And all this is after reading the 54-page manual. Looking at what studies have done, this is a comparison of the internet-based learning and traditional classroom lecture to learn CPR for continuing medical education, which was done by Hemati in 2013. Basically, what this paper did was to investigate if learning CPR in an internet-based environment proved to be any effective in comparison with the traditional classroom lecture. If you look at their study, an independent sample test analysis states that participants in the internet-based learning reported significantly higher mean ratings than those who did in the traditional classroom. Another study done by Thorne et al. In 2015, e-learning in advanced life support, also showed similar results. E-learning ACL, ALS courses had higher scores on pre-course MCQ, and they also had higher scores on post-course MCQs. And they also said that value is added when considering benefits such as increased candidate autonomy, cost effectiveness, decreased instructor burden, and also improve standardization of course materials, because your course materials, when they're on e-learning, can be updated periodically. This is another study, which was an evaluation on online learning to teach practical competencies in undergraduate health sciences students. This study done by Dolan shows that although online learning is an effective study mode in both theoretical and practical application, but some kind of practical skills which are used has to be taught in a classroom environment. So potential employers can also perceive that online learning are not entirely credible. So a key for online learning, however, is because there is a degree of flexibility that allows information to be available to students at all time than in comparison to a more traditional custom-based course. So coming back to our students, what we have done is we have developed an app. All right, so this student now gets to download this app, which is available on iStore, and this is known as the iBCLS. So what does this app do? So basically we've converted the app into, we've converted the manual into an app where all the information is here. So our challenge now is to make this app more interactive for our students. So what does our statistics show? So the students who have been using this app to learn, they have test banks, which they can practice before they come into class. They have some simulation, which they can practice as well before they come into class. So students who actually use this app showed that we had a pilot study which we did with 86 students. 78 students passed the theory test and 8 of them failed. Okay, so an average number of minutes that the students who passed was 185 minutes, and those who failed only spent 81 minutes. So when we did independent sample test, it shows that there was a significance that those students who had spent more time on this app were actually performing better for their theory tests. So what is now my focus going to be on? Future developments. We are now going to convert this app, iBCLS, and develop it into another app called iResus. Why? Why are we doing this? Because this new app now, based on the action research that we are about to conduct, will tell us if the students find the navigation easier, and if our peers, other teachers, will find that this new app that we're going to develop would be better in terms of more interactive, to provide more interaction for our students. And also this app can be used even after graduation. So we will be doing some action research on this part to see how we can further develop this new app, which will be called iResus. Some other functions that we will have in this app is like using the Full Code Pro, which is available for any iPhone free, but this app now will be pulled into our app and housed on our app. And also like calling for an ambulance, which can be done in-app as well. So this new app, iResus, will have new features based on the statistics that we are about to collect, and which will be reported in the final research. So hopefully this app will make our students more confident in learning CPR, and making it more interactive and exciting for our students, so that in future our students can still use this app when they have graduated. Thank you for viewing this video and giving me your valuable feedback. Have a great day. Here are some of my references.